Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to take a deep and clear look at the current situation in the crypto market, especially focusing on Monad, MON, and why its price is slightly moving down even though there is no negative news coming from the project itself. Many traders are confused right now because the market looks weak, but they don't understand the real reason behind it. So in this video, we will break down everything step by step in a very simple way, including how Bitcoin is controlling the entire market, why investor sentiment has turned negative, and what could happen next for Monad in the short term. Make sure you watch the video till the end because this analysis will help you understand whether this is a real downfall or just a temporary market phase. This video is for informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research or consult a professional before making any investment decisions. At the moment, Monad, MON, is trading around the $0.021 level after a small decline of approximately 1.24% in the last 24 hours. On the surface, this may look like a negative movement, but when we zoom out and analyze the broader crypto market, the situation becomes much clearer. The entire crypto market is currently under pressure, mainly because Bitcoin, the leading asset in the crypto space, is facing strong selling pressure. And in crypto, when Bitcoin moves down, the entire market usually follows, especially altcoins like Monad. This is because Bitcoin acts as the main market indicator. It controls overall sentiment, liquidity, and trader confidence. So, when Bitcoin drops sharply, investors usually panic or become risk-averse. They start moving out of risky assets, which creates selling pressure across the entire market. Right now, we are seeing exactly that type of environment, where fear is dominating the market and traders are becoming more defensive. The total crypto market capitalization has also decreased significantly, showing that this is not just a Monad-specific issue, but a full market-wide correction. When the total market value drops like this, it usually means that capital is exiting the market temporarily, and traders are either taking profits or cutting losses. At the same time, the Fear and Greed Index is sitting in the extreme fear zone, which clearly shows that investor sentiment is very weak right now. In situations like this, even strong projects can see price declines, not because they are failing, but because the overall market liquidity is drying up. This is an important point to understand because many beginners think that every price drop means a project is weak. But in reality, crypto markets often move based on sentiment rather than fundamentals. Now, coming back to Monad, if we compare its performance with Bitcoin, we can see something interesting. Bitcoin has dropped more sharply compared to Monad, while MON has only shown a relatively small decline. This actually suggests that Monad is showing some level of resilience in a weak market. It is not experiencing heavy selling pressure on its own, but is simply reacting to the broader market trend. However, despite this relative strength, Monad is still not independent from Bitcoin. In crypto markets, no altcoin can completely ignore Bitcoin's direction. Bitcoin acts like the main engine of the entire market, and altcoins are like passengers following its movement. So if Bitcoin continues to decline or remains weak, Monad will likely face further pressure as well. In that case, the key level to watch is the psychological support zone near $0.020. This is an important area because if the price holds above this level, it could indicate that buyers are still active and trying to defend the zone. But if this support breaks, then we could see a deeper move downward as stop losses get triggered and panic selling increases. On the other hand, if Bitcoin manages to stabilize at its current levels and shows signs of recovery, then the entire market sentiment could shift. In that scenario, Monad may also stop declining and start moving sideways in a consolidation phase. Consolidation simply means the price moves within a tight range without strong upward or downward momentum. This phase is often seen after periods of volatility and usually builds the foundation for the next major move. Another important thing to understand is that there is currently no negative fundamental news about Monad. There are no reports of project failure, no major technical issues, and no unusual on-chain activity suggesting weakness. This clearly indicates that the current price movement is not driven by internal problems, but is instead caused by external market conditions. This distinction is very important because in crypto, price movement can happen for two main reasons, either project-specific issues or overall market sentiment. In this case, it is clearly the second one. The entire market is in a risk-off phase, meaning investors are prioritizing safety over high-risk opportunities. And whenever this happens, altcoins tend to suffer more than Bitcoin. This is also why experienced traders always focus on Bitcoin first before analyzing any altcoin. Because if Bitcoin is weak, most altcoins will struggle, regardless of their individual strength. Right now, Bitcoin is the main factor controlling market direction, and until it shows a clear recovery, altcoins like Monad will continue to follow its trend. Looking ahead in the short term, The most important thing to watch is Bitcoin's stability. If Bitcoin holds its key levels and starts recovering, then Monad could also stabilize and gradually recover from its current zone. But if Bitcoin continues to fall further, then MON will likely remain under pressure and may even retest lower support areas. So overall, the entire situation depends on Bitcoin's next move. Monad itself is not showing signs of breakdown, but it is fully dependent on the broader market structure. This is a very common pattern in crypto, where altcoins follow Bitcoin's direction almost like a shadow. To summarize everything, Monad's current price decline is not caused by any internal weakness or negative news, but rather by overall market pressure driven by Bitcoin's decline and extreme fear in the crypto market. MON is actually showing relatively stable performance compared to Bitcoin, which suggests that it still has underlying resilience. However, in the short term, its direction is fully tied to Bitcoin's movement. If Bitcoin stabilizes, Monad can also stabilize and potentially recover. But if Bitcoin continues to decline, then Monad may face further downside pressure and could retest lower support levels. For now, the market remains uncertain, and the key factor to watch is Bitcoin's next move. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next update. See you in the next one.